Hello everyone, welcome to the new session of Role of Microorganism in Respiration. So respiration, in the process of respiration, microorganism take very active participation, and we are going to study about this in this particular session. So in this session we are going to study about the microbial respiration for the maintenance of carbon in the ecosystem. So this is very important, how microbial respiration is taking part in the maintenance of the carbon in the ecosystem, that we are going to study about. And also the sources of carbon dioxide in the soil, how the soil is present in the carbon dioxide is present in the soil, and what is the source for this. So that also we are going to study. Tricarboxylic acid cycle, this is the catabolism of carbon source, so that we are going to study about, and the role of plant roots in the soil respiration. Then we are going to study about the microorganism present in the rhizosphere. We will also study about what is rhizosphere and what are the microorganism present in this particular area. So the first thing, microbial respiration for maintenance of carbon in the ecosystem. Soil respiration refers to the production of carbon dioxide when soil organisms respire. So soil respiration refers, that is the production of carbon, while respiration that takes place by the microbes that are present in the soil, okay, they produce carbon dioxide when soil microorganism or the any other soil organism respire, right? And this include the respiration of plant roots, the rhizosphere, microbes and fauna. So what are the things that are present? Roots of the green plants, right? They also respire, they also give out the carbon dioxide, and the region in which the microorganisms are present along the roots, that is called as rhizosphere. So in this rhizosphere, many microbes are also present. They also do the process of respiration, and many like small animals are also there. Centipede, millipede, worms. So those are also there, and they also respire. And what they give out? Carbon dioxide, right? So this is like a world of the rhizosphere, in which plants, microbes and other fauna do the process of respiration, and they give out carbon dioxide, right? So this is, we can say that this is the microbial respiration that maintain the carbon in the ecosystem. How? Soil respiration is the key ecosystem process that releases carbon from the soil in the form of carbon dioxide. Soil respiration means the respiration that is taking place in the soil microorganism, right? So that is the key ecosystem process that releases carbon from the soil in the form of carbon dioxide. So this release of carbon, is in the form of CO2, carbon dioxide. Now, this CO2 is acquired from the atmosphere and converted into organic compound in the process of photosynthesis. So, microbes are present in the land or in the cropland, right? And here many plants are there, roots are there. This is the rhizosphere area. Now these give rise to carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide reaches to the atmosphere, and these plants, what they do, green plants, in the presence of sunlight, they take this carbon dioxide inside and fix it in the form of food. And you all know this is the process of photosynthesis. So if there is no carbon dioxide, then you can imagine how the food will be synthesized. So there will be no synthesis of food. So this is the fixing of carbon dioxide that should take place to to get food synthesized by the green plants. So plant uses these organic compounds to build structural component or respire them to release energy. Now plant uses these organic compounds. What are those organic compounds? The organic compounds that is synthesized by them, that is the food material, right? So that is also used for making the structural component, and that is again used to process of respiration by the green plants, and they release out energy. So with that energy they do all their physiological activities. So this carbon dioxide that is coming out from the microorganism is very, very important. When plants respiration occurs below the ground in the roots, it aids to soil respiration. So generally when it is written the soil respiration, it doesn't mean that soil is taking part in respiration. No, the organisms that are present in the soil that are giving out the carbon dioxide, that are taking part in the process of respiration. Roots of the higher plants, lower plants, okay, all the green plants, roots are present in the soil, and around this roots there are so many microorganisms and the different fauna is also there. So they do the process of respiration, right? And that is called as soil respiration. So soil respiration and its rate across the ecosystem are extremely important to understand. So this is a phenomena that we are going to study about, and we will see that how it is so important. Means how the soil respiration is so important, right? So this is because the soil respiration plays a large role in global carbon cycling as well as the other nutrient cycles. So you all know, suppose this is a soil, there is a lot of carbon, not carbon dioxide, lot of carbon is present. This is called as sink, even sink. So this carbon, microorganisms are there, right? Microorganisms take what? The dead and decaying matter present in the soil as a food, and they do the process of respiration. They releases out carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is going to the atmosphere. This is the atmosphere. So this is the flux, moving of carbon from the sink to the atmosphere. This is called as the flux. And this flux and the sink, again the carbon dioxide which is present in the atmosphere is taken by what? Green plants, by the process of photosynthesis, right? And these plants and animals, when they die, because their structural body component is made up of what? It's made up of carbon, mostly the carbon. So when they die, whether it is a plant or an animal, they become the part of the soil. Their organic matter again get decomposed and the carbon is present in the soil now. So now you can understand how this carbon is moving in the atmosphere. And this is taking in the global carbon cycling, right? Okay, so all cellular respiration releases energy and water and CO2 from the organic compound. So when there is a process of cellular respiration, so suppose this is a cell, right? And cell require two things. First thing is the food material, right? And the second thing is the oxygen. So in the presence of oxygen, this food material is broken down and releases what? Energy, some water and carbon dioxide. So we take oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, right? So any respiration that occur below ground is considered as soil respiration, whether it is taking part by the higher plants, whether it is taking part by the microorganism, or whether it is taking part by the fauna that is present in the soil. That all is considered as a soil respiration. Now, respiration by the plant roots, bacteria, fungi, and the soil animals are all sources of 2 to 20 millimeters, that is 0.08 to 0.8 in meter in the soil. So this is the you can say the area in which this plant roots, bacteria, fungi, and soil are present, and there the soil respiration is taking place. So these are the sources of carbon dioxide in the soil. Now we will discuss about the tricarboxylic acid. This is very, very important. Tricarboxylic acid in the generally occur in the mitochondria. So the tricarboxylic acid, that is the TCA cycle or the citric acid cycle, is an important step in the cellular respiration. So what happened? First of all, suppose this is the cell, right? This is the nucleus and this is the mitochondria. So this is the mitochondria. Now what happened? Food is there in the form of glucose, and glucose is a 6 carbon compound. Now oxygen is there. Okay. Now in the cytoplasm, what is this? This is the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, this glucose is broken down to pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid, 3 carbon compound. So 2 molecules of pyruvic acid is formed by 1 molecule of glucose, which is of 6 carbon compound. Now this pyruvic acid moves to this carbon dioxide and it undergoes carboxylic acids, tricarboxylic acid cycle, TCA cycle, or the Krebs cycle. Right? So what is the source material for this TCA? Pyruvic acid. Okay. And pyruvic acid, before entering to the mitochondria, it is formed from the glucose by the process of glycolysis. Glycolysis. Where does it take place? It takes place in the cytoplasm. And this TCA cycle, where does it take place? It takes place in the mitochondria. So these things you should remember. Now the tricarboxylic acid cycle or the citric acid cycle is an important step in the cellular respiration. In the TCA cycle, a 6 carbon sugar will be oxidized. So here we have studied that 6 carbon sugar will be oxidized, and this oxidation produces carbon dioxide, water from the sugar. Plants, fungi, animals, and bacteria all use this cycle to convert organic compounds to energy. So whether it is a plant, whether it is a fungi, or any animals or bacteria, all use this cycle to convert the organic compound to the energy. And this is how the majority of the soil respiration occur at most basic level. So this is the very basic level of the soil respiration. So whether soil respiration means the respiration process taking place in plants, also roots of plant, actually fungi which is present in the soil, animals, fauna that is present in the soil, and obviously the bacteria which are present in the soil. So whatever the microorganisms that are present in the soil, they are taking place their soil respiration over there. And this is a very basic level, since the process relies on the oxygen to occur. Now the oxygen is very, very important, because in the absence of oxygen, this tricarboxylic acid cycle will not take place. It will stop at the glycolysis level only. So this is referred to as an aerobic respiration. So when oxygen is utilized, oxygen is used for the process of respiration, then that respiration is considered as the aerobic respiration. And in the absence of oxygen, that respiration is called as anaerobic respiration. So this you have to remember. Now the tricarboxylic acid cycle is the part of aerobic respiration. And if the oxygen is not present, then that cycle, means the tricarboxylic acid cycle, will not start. And the oxidation of food, that is the cellular respiration. Oxidation of food will stop at the glycolysis level only. So here you can see the tricarboxylic acid cycle. Now, this is the acetyl coenzyme, and this is the first step. Now, before this first step, we are having pyruvate or the pyruvic acid. 2 molecules per glucose. This is the 3 carbon compound. So from one glucose, which is a 6 carbon compound, you will get 2 molecules of pyruvate or pyruvic acid, and this is a 3 carbon compound. Understood? Now, what happened? When this pyruvate is entering to the mitochondria, there occur the decarboxylation reaction. So this CO2 is released out, 1 carbon loss is there, and acetyl coenzyme A get attached to this pyruvate with the expense of NADH, right? And we will have acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A. Now, this acetyl coenzyme A get entered to this Krebs cycle. So the Krebs cycle is not having pyruvate. It will start from the acetyl coenzyme. So the pyruvate is first converted to the acetyl coenzyme A here by the decarboxylation of the pyruvic acid. Okay, so once this happens, this acetyl coenzyme A, it will form citrates. So first compound it will be a citrate. And here what happened? It will isomerize to form isocitrate. Now again there is a decarboxylation reaction. 1 loss of carbon dioxide is here, and we will have 1 more NADH2 formation. And then here we will form alpha ketoglutarate or alpha ketoglutaric acid. Now in the next step again NADH is formed here, right? NADH is formed here, and this is succinyl coenzyme A. The next compound is formed is the succinyl coenzyme A. Now here what happened? This succinyl coenzyme A will changes to the succinate, and here the GTP is converted to the GTP, and which is ultimately form 1 molecule of ATP. Succinate changes to the fumarate by forming FADH2. Now these FADH2, these are the reduced coenzyme. FADH2, NADH2, these are very, very important because it will get entered in the electron transport chain and it will form ATP. So these are actually the energy. NADH2 here it is formed, NADH2 here it is formed, FADH2 here it is formed, and again 1 single ATP is also forming here. So you all know ATP is the currency of energy. So what is the use of this NADH2? This NADH2 actually changes to ATP with the electron transport system. Okay, so after the cis succinate, this fumarate is formed by giving out FADH2, and there is an hydration reaction, then it will form a malate. And malate will again another formation of NADH2 reduced coenzyme, and then last compound, that is oxaloacetate, is formed. Now this oxaloacetate will combine with the incoming acetyl coenzyme A and it will form the citrate. So this is 1 acetyl coenzyme. Actually, how many acetyl coenzyme is formed from 1 glucose molecule? 2 molecule of acetyl coenzyme A, right? So here you can have 3 NADH2, 1 ATP and 1 FADH2 from 1 single acetyl coenzyme A, or you can say 1 single pyruvic acid. So this is very, very important how this tricarboxylic acid taking part in the mitochondria. Okay. Now Fermentation. Fermentation is another process in which the cells gain energy from the organic compound. Now here also in the fermentation process, there is you can say a gaining of energy, that is the formation of energy with the help of the organic compounds. Now in this metabolic pathway, energy is derived from the carbon compound without the use of oxygen. Right? So in this metabolic pathway, energy is derived from the carbon compound, and there is without any use of oxygen, no use of oxygen is there. But if you compare with the cellular respiration in the presence of anaerobic respiration, this is having a very meager number of you can say the ATP. So the products of these reactions are the carbon dioxide and usually either ethyl alcohol or the lactic acid. So here we can see in the coming slide, we will see how the fermentation process takes place. So due to the lack of oxygen, what happened? This pathway is described as anaerobic respiration because no oxygen is used, and that is why it is called as anaerobic respiration. This is an important source of carbon dioxide in the soil respiration. So the fermentation is again, it is also a very important because it gives rise to carbon dioxide in the soil respiration. In waterlogged ecosystem where oxygen is scarce at that particular time, fermentation process take place, right? As in the peat bogs and the wetlands. So there lot of fermentation process is taking place because if it is waterlogged, means oxygen is not getting entered to this waterlogged system ecosystem, and it is reaching up to the microorganism where they are present. Okay, so however, most CO2 released from the soil occurs via respiration, and one of the most important aspects of below ground respiration occur in the plant roots. So at that time, what is taking place? Fermentation process is taking place. So here you can see the fermentation process. Glucose, it is converted to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, right? And one NADH2 is formed, then it is converted to 3-phosphoglyceric acid, and ultimately we are having the phosphoenol pyruvic acid, and this phosphoenol pyruvic acid will form pyruvic acid. So this is what this process is called as glycolysis. Where it is taking place? It is taking place in the cytoplasm. Now, what is the fate of this pyruvic acid? So what is the total energy we are getting here? 2 molecules of ATP. This is the net gain of ATP in the process of glycolysis. Now, this pyruvic acid that can form NADH2 and lactic acid. So when you do a lot of vigorous exercise, what happens? So in the process of cellular respiration, you require a time to get the energy, right? But when you are doing a vigorous exercise, you need a lot of ATP at that particular time. So from where this ATP will come? As it takes this cellular respiration required some time to get oxidized, right? But you are doing the vigorous exercise, so at that particular time this glycolysis process is taking place and pyruvic acid is changed to lactic acid in the skeletal system, because this NADH2 can form very easily and that can be used for the production of the ATP. Right? So instead of going for this cellular respiration taking place in the mitochondria, that is a tricarboxylic acid cycle, it undergoes change from pyruvic acid to the lactic acid in our skeletal muscle, and once the lactic acid is formed, there is a cramp in our muscles, right? Now what happened in yeast, that is the fungi? Pyruvic acid is changes to the ethanol and carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide is present in the soil, and this is the anaerobic fermentation, right? So this is both the type of, this is the anaerobic respiration, but here this is the anaerobic fermentation. This changes of pyruvic acid to the ethanol. Role of plant's root in the soil respiration. The plant respires some of the carbon compounds which were generated by the photosynthesis. When this respiration occurs in the root, it adds to soil respiration. Root respiration usually occur for the approximately half of the soil respiration. So whatever the respiration is taken by the plants, root respiration generally takes the half of it. Role of plant root in the soil respiration. So however, these values can ranges from 10 to 90% depending upon the dominant plant type in an ecosystem and condition under which the plants are subjected. Thus, the amount of carbon dioxide produced through root respiration is determined by the root biomass and the specific root respiration rate. Means what is the biomass of the particular root? If the biomass is root is very more means large, then it will have more root respiration, high root respiration, right? Role of rhizosphere in the soil respiration. The rhizosphere is the zone immediately next to the root surface with the neighboring soil. And this zone is therefore is a close interaction between the plant and the microorganism. So this is the roots, and here the lot of microorganism is present. So this particular area is called as a rhizosphere. Roots continuously release substances or exudates into the soil, and these exudates include sugar, amino acids, vitamins, long chain carbohydrates, enzymes, and lysates, which are released when the root cell breaks. So here we can see this rhizosphere in the soil respiration. Here this is a plant, and here you can see the soil. Now, these are the microbes which are present in these soil area where the roots are there. So what are the things are occurring here? Roots are giving some exudates, right? And mediate the interplay and shapes and the composition. That is the structure of the soil. Now, pathogenic or beneficial microbes. So all the types of microbes are there. Some are the pathogenic, some are beneficial. So they interact with this rhizosphere area, right? So microorganism present in the rhizosphere, bacteria will respire the carbon compound through the TCA cycle. This we have already discussed. However, the fermentation is also present. This is due to the lack of oxygen due to greater oxygen consumption by the roots as compared to the bulk soil and the soil at the greater distance from the root. Another important organism in the rhizosphere is the root infecting fungi or the mycorrhizae. So mycorrhizae are the fungal association with the higher roots. These fungi increase the surface area of the plant root and allow the root to encounter and acquire greater amount of soil nutrients necessary for the plant growth. And in return, this benefit plant will transfer sugars to the fungi. And sometimes these like fungi also make available some of the important nutrients like phosphorus. So the fungi will respire the sugar for energy and thereby increasing the soil respiration. Role of soil biota in the soil respiration. So soil animal graze on the population of the bacteria and fungi as well as ingest and break up litter to increase the soil respiration. So whatever the organic matter is present there, they ingest it and break up into the litter to increase the soil respiration. So microfauna are made up of the smallest soil animals, and these include nematodes and mites. This group specializes on the soil bacteria and fungi. By ingesting these organisms, carbon that was initially in the plant organic compounds and was incorporated into the bacterial and the fungal structures will now respired by the soil animals. So this is all about this session. Thank you very much.